Good evening and welcome to State of Business on our television. I'm Nadun Sirivardhana. Let's have a look at the headlines. Tourist arrivals surge in the first week of November. Use your vote and protect your rights, Election Commission asserts. News in detail. Sri Lanka's tourism industry is seeing a strong surge this November with a remarkable start to the month. In just the first 5 days, the island welcomed over 30,000 tourists, marking a 38% increase compared to the same period last year. This is according to data released by the Sri Lanka Tourism Development Authority recently. This brings the total number of visitors so far in 2024 to over 1.65 million, positioning the country within the reach of its annual goal of 2 million tourists. The daily arrival rate has also climbed significantly, now averaging over 6,100 tourists per day, a 40% jump from October. Sri Lanka tourism aims to attract nearly 200,000 visitors this month, and officials are hopeful, especially with the daily target now within close reach. Despite recent security advisories, key markets like Russia, the UK and Australia remain among the top 5 sources of tourists this month. India leads with over 7,700 arrivals, followed by Russia, Germany, the UK and Australia. Additionally, the return of charter flights from airlines like Red Wings, Enter Air and Edelweiss has provided direct access for travellers from Eastern Europe, further boosting the winter season's potential, which extends until March 2025. This upswing comes on the back of Sri Lanka's global accolades in 2024, including its latest title as the most desirable island by UK's Wanderlust magazine. National Geographic recognized the Pico Trail, and Forbes and CEO World magazine have also spotlighted Sri Lanka as one of the world's top travel destinations this year. Now, the government recently addressed reports circulating in some local media that Sri Lanka's application for BRICS membership has been rejected. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has responded to clarify that these reports are misleading and inaccurate in an official statement released to the media recently. Sri Lanka has indeed submitted a formal application for BRICS membership following cabinet approval on October 7, 2024. Foreign Affairs Minister Vijay Herath has since reached out to BRICS members to express Sri Lanka's interest in joining the alliance, with direct support from President Anurukumara Dissanayake, who personally wrote to Russia, the current BRICS chair. The Russian embassy in Colombo has further affirmed that Sri Lanka's request will be considered alongside other nations' applications under Russia's leadership. Far from rejecting Sri Lanka's bid, Russia has welcomed the application, stating that all requests will be evaluated in upcoming consultations among BRICS nations. During the recent BRICS Outreach Summit in Kazan, Russia, attended by leaders and representatives from over 30 countries, Foreign Secretary Aruni Vijayawardena represented Sri Lanka. In line with BRICS' goals to foster relations with the global south and promote a multipolar world order, Sri Lanka reiterated its commitment to join the alliance and the new development bank, the financial arm of BRICS. The summit underscored Sri Lanka's willingness to expand its network of partner countries to welcome more nations into its growing circle of cooperation. The Foreign Ministry clarified that Sri Lanka's application is being processed and ongoing discussions will determine the next steps. The chairperson of the Election Commission, RMAL Ratnayaka, has made a strong appeal to all eligible voters to exercise the constitutional right to vote. In a press conference, Ratnayake stressed that voting is not only a right but a civic duty that empowers each citizen in shaping the country's future. The chairman remarked that voting is a right granted to citizens by the Constitution. It is their duty to exercise that right. Chairman Ratnayake pledged voters to head to the polling station to exercise the right to choose the management of the country. In preparation for the election, the Commission has confirmed the completion of postal voting and distribution of ballot papers. For those who have yet to receive their ballots, Ratnayake advised visiting the nearest post office to collect them. To ensure a smooth process, the Election Commission has announced that all campaign activities must cease by midnight tonight, with an official silence period following to provide a fair and focused environment leading up to the election day. Stay tuned, we will return after this commercial break. Welcome back. Secretary to the President Dr. Nandika Sanat Kumarnayaka met with officials of the Irrigation Department, National Water Supply and Drainage Board to discuss the impact of the Nilwala River's salinity barrier on the surrounding area. The meeting took place at the Presidential Secretariat recently. Officials highlighted that saltwater intrusion has not only compromised local farmland but has severely impacted the livelihoods of residents along the river. Responding to these concerns, Dr. Kumarnayaka called for an in-depth study led by the Engineering Department at the University of Peradeniya to determine if the salinity barrier is indeed exacerbating flood conditions in the region. The Secretary emphasized that restoring normal conditions for affected communities is a top priority. An action plan based on the University of Peradeniya's finding will guide the next phase of the intervention. Additionally, officials are preparing a proposal for necessary funding to address these flooding challenges in Mathura. Dr. Kumarnayaka also instructed the Irrigation Department and Water Supply and Drainage Board to work collaboratively on a structured, sustainable flood management plan to mitigate future impacts. Residents living along the Nilwala River has expressed concerns over the increased flooding and farmland damage due to the salinity barrier. Now, in response to the natural disasters that have impacted Sri Lanka throughout this year, the People's Republic of China has provided much needed financial support, contributing a total of approximately 30 million rupees to aid disaster recovery efforts. The President Media Division said in a statement released recently that the funding will go toward compensating families whose homes and properties were damaged. In addition to China's contribution, the Department of National Budget has allocated further financial provisions to the Ministry of Defence for home reconstruction. This support comes after it became clear that the 2024 budget lacked sufficient funds to address these urgent needs. To bolster recovery efforts, China has also committed material assistance worth 10 million yuan under their Emergency Humanitarian Assistance Program. Once these materials arrive, they will be carefully tracked and distributed to ensure maximum benefit to those affected. In a proactive move to strengthen security in one of Sri Lanka's prime tourist areas, Defence Secretary Air Vice Marshal Sampath Tuhiyakonta visited the eastern province recently. His visit focused on assessing the security landscape in Arugambe, a renowned surfing and tourist hotspot. During his visit, the Defence Secretary met with senior military and police officials, receiving a comprehensive briefing on the current security conditions and the measures in place to ensure both local and visitor safety. Following the briefing, he issued directives to local authorities, emphasizing the importance of upholding tourist safety while boosting confidence in Sri Lanka's security efforts. The visit underscores the government's commitment to maintaining robust security across all tourist destinations in the country, a vital step in safeguarding the freedom of movement and peace of mind for international visitors. Accompanying the Defence Secretary were senior officials from the Defence Ministry, military leaders, Special Task Force members and local law enforcement officers, all working in concert to prioritize safety and a seamless travel experience for all. Stay tuned for the stock update. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on positive notes today. The All Share Price Index gained by 74.86 points to close at 12,875.32. And the S&P SL20 gained by 23.16 points to close at 3,854.43. The turnover was 2.4 billion rupees and over 81 million shares were traded. Up next are forex rates. That's all our news for today. For this and more, subscribe to our channel on YouTube and follow us on Facebook. Take care and good night.